Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Big K.R.I.T, third coast representing Mississippi native, and you know I'm rocking with Ambrosia for Head Shouted. They always keep people in touch with what's really going on out here in this music, you feel me? And just as you know, the fight that you go through with yourself, with not being sure if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, or wanting to be important, or have some kind of purpose in life, and then just the overall fighting with the negativity that comes your way. I think you know, when you're striving so hard to do something, you got your mind set and focused. There's always obstacles, there's always things, there's always little hints of people might say something here and there that might just tear your whole momentum down. You got to fight to get over all that stuff. And even now in my career, you know, dealing with things, I may have had a situation I didn't handle it the way I should have, or I could have dealt with it different, and dealing with those regrets and fighting to get over that, all of that, and then just wanting to make quality music, you know what I'm saying? Man, just to help people. I think at some point you get caught up with the business, you get caught up with the hustle of it all and grinding, and you forget that the whole reason this was for is just so people can hear your music. It's all I wanted, you know what I'm saying? So this was like me remembering that, and like aside from clearing the samples, aside from the paperwork, like let's get back to me just rapping. I just want to hear people play it in their car. Like I got back to that mind frame, and that's why I took a long time working on this project and trying to make everything, as far as the fluidity and how it felt and everything cohesive, making sure all the skits and everything made sense. Because even though it's a free project, these kind of projects is what got me to, you know, it's one of those things where you kind of got free reign on these kind of situations because there's no budget, there's no marketing plan. You know, I have, thank God, I got, you know, people like Steve-O from GFC that can put together a great marketing plan for a free project. But it's really just something you give to the people, and you let them talk about it, you let them promo it, and you let them tell you what a video should come out, you know, and what should be a single. You know, it's just, man, it's just back to that hunger of just, oh man, I just want to hear my song on the radio. You know what I'm saying? No, before. It was always because it was like, one, it brands the name. Two, KRIT was here was my first, you know what I'm saying, like my introduction, and for a lot of people. And I think that name itself, before people even knew what KRIT stood for, was just like so big. KRIT was here. And so I was like almost coming back around in my mind with KRIT was here part two, but instead of the words here, or just you not knowing, you know what this name means, so let me really brand it, King Remembrance. I'm gonna be a king, and you know what I'm saying, you can't denounce my bloodline, I'm here, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what that was really about for me. Me standing up and proving that and showing that and believing in myself. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, but people know me for always making the kind of content that they can relate to. Being an open book, being super honest, rapping about people in my life that they may not know of, and over time they've learned to love these people too, like my grandmother, you know. But it's like, I just wanted to go more of the lyrical content, more of the soulfulness, diving deeper into production, trying to do different things with my production, going farther with some of the subject matter. I mean, but yeah, man, but you know, for me it was about just showing some diversity, some growth, you know, from all the projects I've dropped, you know, and try to show people that I'm growing up, that, you know, my flows can be a little bit smoother, you know what I'm saying? And even like a record like Bigger Picture, even on a relationship tip. I've rapped about a lot of my relationships, but from the perspective now where being in a kind of relationship where it could work, it ain't super sad, but it's about the overall perspective of being in this rap game, being a musician, having to travel so much, and hoping the person you with can understand that this is gonna all pay off anyway. Man, I took it back to, one, making as many records as I possibly could. Not just the first 10, you know what I'm saying, like as many as I could. I went back to sleeping in the studio. Like no, I'm gonna sleep on the floor in the studio, and the minute a thought come up, I'm writing about it, I'm rapping about it. And then just, you know, the more traveling you do, you see that, you know, people, it's certain topics that need to be spoken about. Banana clip theory wasn't just a random idea. It was like, you know, it's a lot of violence and things that's going on in my hometown. A lot of, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of murders and assault and things like that. So I wanted to write about the revolving door of gun violence and what could take a person to that level and how you don't realize that you went too far until after the fact. But it's so much that can pump you up. It's so much that make you feel like this is the only route that I can take when there's so many other ways to deal with a problem than that. And so I feel like writing about that. But I had to set the tone for it. And normally a lot of violence comes from jealousy. A lot of violence comes from envy. And so the record, the only one was like, you know, you'd be all good, we in the club, we having fun, we balling, but you never know who outside that can't stand that. And you don't know what they dealing with, and all they gotta do is amp somebody else up that may be younger than them, and then they go out and do the deed. And so it's still a storyline within all of it, because I don't want to just give you one side, I want to give you both sides of the spectrum. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where people you want to protect yourself. You know, and we've been taught that, but a firearm can give you a certain kind of power. If you ever held one, it's almost like, damn, it's just this easy. It's really just that easy to completely wipe somebody off the face of this earth. And I think sometimes it being around, or when you do go out that far, like, I'm gonna go get me one, you don't understand maybe the kind of energy you bring into yourself. Or you're giving yourself an option that you probably wouldn't have had, and you would have figured out another way out of a certain scenario. And you know, pride is a thing too, man. Like when you in the club and something go awry, it's easy to get that turned up that you finna go like, you ain't gonna disrespect me. I've seen it a number of times. And so I just wanted to touch on that, man. Hopefully people hear that song and it may make them, you know, before they go do something extreme, you know, make it change their mind.